filming long lens with a fisheye for his camera and follow cam with no fisheye. Obviously making it blatantly clear he's never been on a session where there's a camera present. What's up guys, my name's Levi, and I'm from Shred Shop, connecting you to skateboarding. And today we're doing nines. We're gonna do 9 things that fashion stole from skateboarding. We want it back, please. All these fashion brands think they are the coolest people on the entire planet, but look a little closer. A lot of them have looked to skateboarding to steal all of our ideas, and they claim it's their own. They're not so cool, are they? Over the years, if you've followed skateboarding, you can tell that skateboarders and the way they design stuff and different graphics, sometimes they kind of rip off other big box brands or things like that in kind of a satirical way to poke fun at them. But if you look at the other side of things, in the high fashion brands and things like that, they rip off skateboarding, but not in a satirical way. It's more of an actually fully ripping off designs from skateboarding. We've picked some of the worst offenders over the years, the ones who have ripped off skateboarding the most. These are the top 9 that we believe. But let us know in the comments below any we've missed and if you would have reordered them. Number 9, Virgil Abloh. He is a repeat offender on this list, you'll notice. But the first one that we'll mention is that when he created his brand, the logo for Off-White, he actually ripped it off from the H Street logo, which is way back in skateboard history. He said in interviews that he based his Off-White logo off of the H Street logo because he was a huge skateboarding fan as well as has been a part of the culture for many years. But if you look closely and you see when he actually skates and when he's been caught on film, he's a fraud. He sucks and he doesn't skate. That's just the plain old truth. If you'll notice, Virgil actually posted a photo a few days ago of him doing a skateboard trick. If you look closely, actually don't even bother looking that closely. It's quite clear that what he's doing is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever seen. So maybe comment below what trick you think he is doing. It looks like he's doing a heel clicker. There's about 12 to 18 inches between his feet and the board. He's crop dusting. And he's just doing whatever he's doing. He's maybe skateboarding. If you look through the comments below, there's tons of pro skaters kind of trying to kiss his butt, trying to get a box because they're like, man, this is so sick. But we're not really sure. We basically say, Virgil, if you ever see this video, footy or it didn't happen, show us some footage of you skating because right now, heel clicker is a motocross trick, not a skateboard trick. Virgil, post a video of you landing literally any skateboard trick. Pop shove it, could be 360 shove it rewind, whatever it is that you think is the top of the tricks. Number 8, Anti Social Club. You ripped your name off of the Canadian famed skateboard shop, Anti Social Skateboard Shop. The thing is, Anti Social Skateboard Shop is world renowned. It's known by people all over the planet. But the creator of Anti Social Club actually admitted in an interview, I kind of jacked the name from Anti Social Skateboard Shop. I'm a big fan. But realistically, every skateboarder thinks your stuff is whack because the designs are kind of sus. This busybody clown boy used to be the social media marketing something or other for Stussy. And then he took a few steps over and jacked everything he could from skateboarding. He made some money, but at the expense of being whack as heck. Number 7, A$AP Rocky and UnderArmour, Jax, the infamous / famous / really hideous but amazing iconic shoe, the D3 from Osiris. There was so much hype building up as people heard that UnderArmour and A$AP Rocky were making and dropping a crazy shoe. It was going to hit the shoe market and resell for a ton of money because it was going to be amazing. And guess what? They walked into the boardroom, fell asleep, had 5 seconds to figure something out, and they hit copy and paste on one of the worst shoes in skateboard history, the Osiris D3. But guess what? They figured out a way to make it worse. ASAP did his due diligence. He researched and he found out that Dave Mayhew was the pro model person for the D3, and he contacted him, and guess what? Dave Mayhew claimed he designed that shoe, and ASAP believed him. So they teamed up, made this shoe, and guess what? Right after it came out, Osiris gave and sent them an email and said, Dave Mayhew never designed that shoe. Dave Mayhew's name was on that shoe because it was his pro model, but the person who actually designed it was Osiris shoe designer, Brian Reed. Brian Reed was pretty mad that his shoe design got ripped off and he was given no credit in the process. Let us know below, which one is worse? The OG Osiris D3 or ASAP's D's Nuts? Number 6, we got our big boy boss, diaper bum boy, Virgil Abloh. Again, Virgil Abloh does an art show at the Museum of Contemporary Art, and he calls this art show The Figures of Speech. It's at the MCA Gallery in Chicago. It's basically an exhibit of all the different influences and things that Virgil has experienced over the years to get him to where he is designing today. Since he claims that skateboarding has been a big part of his life, he has a bunch of different photos of skateboarders and skateboard tricks and skateboard experiences that he likes. He had a huge photo, a really iconic one, of Shiloh Greathouse. It was the very first ever cover of Big Brother Skateboarding magazine. Except for he had it labeled as Stevie Williams and then had a big write-up on Stevie Williams below it. This photo is so iconic that most skateboarders would be able to tell that it's Shiloh just from the silhouette on it. Lots of people chimed in and chirped up on their social media, and even Big Brother posted it on their Instagram. Stevie Williams did actually have this posted up on his Instagram at one point. It's since been taken down. We think that it maybe has something to do with the fact that he's skating extremely rare, expensive sneakers that have the H Street logo on them, as well as maybe some Louis Vuitton and crap like that mixed in. Take your pick. You guys figure it out. Stevie Williams is obviously a legend. We believe in him. We're stoked on him. But Virgil Abloh, maybe more of a copycat. Not really so much a legend. Number 5, Vogue Skateboard Week. You know it's bad when an over 100-year-old huge fashion magazine and culture decides that they're going to do a skateboarding week takeover on their website. We knew it was coming when we saw many big models wearing Thrasher t-shirts around on their Instagram over the past year. With this campaign for Skater Week at Vogue magazine, they had articles such as an ode to great skater hair, so you think you can skate, celebs who skate, and here's how to dress skater style like a model. Some of the photos even included stuff like Matthew McConaughey riding a very clear longboard with a paddle. And then they call it skateboarding. It's just unbelievably embarrassing all around. You have so much money. Fact check your stuff, you crazy dummies. That's what you get for trying to copy skate culture. Number 4, big box store H&M ripping off the Thrasher logo. Thrasher was hyped and they obviously let it happen. Thank you so much for the partnership. H&M released a huge line of t-shirts that in the Thrasher font printed on the front of them, instead of Thrasher, it said Trippin'. Thrasher posted a response from H&M's lawyer on their Instagram. The post was from H&M's lawyer to Thrasher, and it basically said, Trippin' is not close enough to Thrasher, and we think that you have no grounds to sue us, so we're not changing everything over a confusion claim. Thrasher was obviously so bummed on the matter, but Trippin' is pretty sick if you ask me. Thrasher has been ripped off many times over the years, but we gotta say this is probably the most blatant and the most lame attempt at trying to rip them off. Next up, famous fashion designer Jeremy Scott rips off Santa Cruz on the runway. In 2013, Jeremy Scott basically took a bunch of Santa Cruz graphics that were designed by Jim Phillips and placed them directly on high fashion items, sweaters, bags, all that kind of stuff. He said it was inspired by skateboarding but he never ever made a mention to Jim Phillips or Santa Cruz, and they are very clearly the exact same. He didn't even change them one bit. This matter was settled outside of court, and what that meant was that the line never went into production. Nothing was made, and that means that all the items that were made for the fashion show were destroyed. Jim Phillips and the Santa Cruz team got to watch as they were all each individually destroyed.
2, 1, 0. You okay?
We gotta say, Jeremy Scott, we gotta give it to you. You really have a creative mind. Travis Scott Cactus Jack! When he's not designing Happy Meals with McDonald's, you can catch him ripping off skateboarding and designing skateboard shoes with Nike SB. You can catch him in an interview saying that he should be allowed to wear Thrasher and Supreme because he skates and all these other celebrities don't. Unfortunately for Travis Scott and many others who claim and gloat that they can skate really well, it's painfully obvious to the entire skateboard world that you don't skate, you're a poser, a grom. From this photo, we can see that Travis Scott is claiming that he's doing a pressure flip. If you look closely, the tail is still touching the ground. So Wrecking Ball, give him a run for his money. As well, who would pay money? Let us know below. Who would pay money to see Virgil Abloh and Travis Schnonkt play a game of skate? Travis Scott released arguably one of the best-selling or most iconic shoes from last year. His Nike SB shoe, the one with the bandana pattern all over it. But in the ad campaign, while they released the shoe, you can see him filming long lens with a fisheye for his camera and follow cam with no fisheye. Obviously making it blatantly clear he's never been on a session where there's a camera present and clearly just kind of a kook. Now wait, if you want to accessorize your Nike SB Cactus Jack shoes, right around the same time, Travis Scott put out a line of skateboard hard goods, decks, wheels, trucks, all of the above. And you know they're the most high quality, made in China, so they will never break. See you out there on the skateboard court, Travis Scott. Travis Scott actually called me and said he grinded an ollie last week. And then he flipped a crooked grind. Last but not least, with the hat trick, the third strike, my main man, Virgil Abloh. Get this, Virgil Abloh is a man of many talents. Well, when you can't find a Virgil Abloh ripping off 8th Street for his Off-White brand, come on over here and you're gonna find him ripping off any classic skate shoe silhouette he feels like for Louis Vuitton. When Virgil started the skateboard division of Louis Vuitton, he brought on Lucien Clark to be pro model rider, and they designed a shoe together. Well, maybe Virgil just decided, but either way, the wackest part, when it came out, it didn't even have Lucien's name on it. We're stoked for Lucien because he's making money in skateboarding, but Virgil's name was on Lucien's shoe. And when you compare it to an old Mike Carroll Lakai shoe, as well as the DC Legacy shoe, it's a pretty big ripoff. Well, we gotta say, 3 strikes and you're out, Virgil Abloh. If this was California, you'd have a life sentence for ripping off skateboarding. Honestly though, guys, it's all jokes. We just gotta make fun of the culture vultures sometimes, for the people who just come in, cash in on skateboarding, and dip without giving anything back to the culture. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Levi from Shred Shop, connecting you to skateboarding. And you just watched 9 things that high fashion stole from skateboarding. Guys, let us know if we missed any ways that high fashion ripped off skateboarding below. As well, let us know about our picks. What do you think? As always, support your local skateboard shop. Don't go to the mall or the big box stores. Skateboard shops are keeping skateboarding alive. Stay tuned for Comment of the Week. All right, guys, for this week's Comment of the Week, we got a spicy one. That's Rip. I can feel it in my butt. It's so spicy. Jonathan Borthwick. He says, I'm the kid in the yellow shirt in the background of the nose blunt at City Hall. Psyched it popped in here. Laughy face emoji. Jonathan, you kind of sound like a liar, but we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt because we are about underdogs, Mr. Borthwick. All right, everyone else, all the other Borthwicks out there in the yellow shirts, comment in any of our videos if you've been in the background of skateboard tricks, because we think it's cool. Skateboarding's sweet, and it's a small enough community that Borthwicks everywhere should be friends.